Hey there, it's Sernoskie with LePage Team Realty. Welcome to part 5 of my home buyer video series. In the first 4 episodes, we discussed the buyer consultation, the pre-approval process, the home search, and most recently, viewing homes and taking tours of them. After getting a sense of the market, visiting a number of properties, and zeroing in on one that you love, there will come a time to make an offer with hopes of securing your new home. The offer process is when you'll benefit the most from having a licensed real estate agent like myself help you manage this critical step in your home buying journey. As a buyer, writing an offer may seem daunting and very overwhelming, but that's why we're here to work hard for you at this time in the process. Before you can place an offer on a property, there are several documents that you'll be required to sign and understand. For an agent like myself to write an offer on your behalf, a written relationship will need to be established through either a buyer representation agreement or a separate customer service agreement. This can be done well in advance of when you first start seeing properties with me as your agent or at the time of offer preparation. This document can also state what you're seeking to buy and where. For example, you may be looking for a condominium in the greater Ottawa area. You must also clearly identify your relationship with the brokerage, which is established through a form that's called Working with a Realtor. As I previously stated, as a home buyer, you can either be a client of the brokerage or simply a customer. If you're a client, that's the highest form of agency. Your relationship is protected by way of confidentiality and your best interests are being represented. It is also a free service to be represented as a client by a realtor. Agency is an extremely important part of the realtor and buyer relationship. And if you have more questions in regards to this and what the difference is between a client and a customer, we would be happy to discuss further. The most significant and important document in any real estate transaction is the agreement of purchase and sale. This comprehensive document outlines the proposed terms of the purchase. Attached with the agreement of purchase and sale is a separate document outlining who is representing who in the transaction. Like I said, agency is important in the real estate business. The listing agent would be representing the seller, the buying agent would be representing the buyer, or it has the potential to be multiple representation, where both sides of the transaction are being represented by the same brokerage. Throughout a negotiation process, the APS may get revised several times before the buyer and the seller have agreed to their terms. Signatures and initials are required by all the parties and acknowledge that changes have been made or accepted. There are a few key items that have the biggest impact on the strength of an offer. These include the purchase price, the deposit, the closing date, and any conditions in the offer. And that could be the approval of a mortgage or a home inspection. Before you decide on these items in your offer, we can go over what comparables are selling in that area for the home that you're hoping to buy. And we'll also have a good understanding if there are any other interested parties or it's just you and the seller. Depending on the listing agreement set out by the listing agent and the home sellers of this particular property, the time at which an offer can be made may vary. In a traditional market, sellers will likely just have an irrevocable time, which is basically the time requested for them to respond to an offer. So then, if that's the case, you're free to submit an offer on a property whenever you like. In today's current market, we're seeing 2 other common types of listing strategies. The first is setting an offer date of when the offers are supposed to be presented with the option of entertaining preemptive offers in advance of that offer date. So you can submit your offer before the date and the seller may choose to entertain it. The second is a no conveyance of offers. So what that means is the sellers set a date and time of which offers will be presented and they will not look at anything before that date. The term no conveyance is the key here. Typically, if a buyer is looking to submit a preemptive offer, it'll need to be very strong in order for it to be considered. This usually involves a high offer price, a strong deposit, and with little or no conditions, so a firm offer. Throughout the offer process, I'll handle all the legwork on your behalf, including the creation of the offer and any revisions that will have to be made. We'll be in constant communication to strategize and make decisions, as well as receive guidance and advise you in respect to your offer. If there is a no conveyance on the day of the offer, and throughout consultation with you, the buyer, and myself, we'll prepare the agreement of purchase and sale on your behalf and complete any other related documents that may be required and submit it to the listing agent. We're also going to know if we're competing with other buyers at that time. The listing agent will provide updates throughout the day to the selling agents like myself, and shortly before the offer presentation time, they'll send out a final message to those who have submitted, asking if they would like to revise their offer and potentially resubmit. Upon finding out if your offer will be competing with others, buyers can typically have a chance to resubmit and strengthen their offer if they choose to do so. Thank you for watching part 5 of my home buyer video series. I hope this video helped you better understand the offer process, and when it comes to the time to purchase, you'll know what you'll have to do. In the next video, we'll discuss everything you should know following an accepted offer and in the lead up to the closing day.